Goodbye extreme fatigue that doesn't even let you get out of bed in the morning. Goodbye to that feeling of living in slow motion while the whole world runs around you. You're there, in the middle of the night, alone with your thoughts, with that feeling of weight in your chest that seems like a giant stone crushing your heart, with muscle and joint pains that never seem to go away, as if your body were that of a much older woman than you really are. That deep depression and constant anxiety that doesn't even let you sleep properly, making you toss and turn in bed, thinking about all the things you can no longer do, about all the times you said, "I can't," when you really wanted to say yes to life. During the day, you disguise yourself to everyone, put on a mask that everything is fine, but inside you're dying of anguish, carrying an emotional weight that no one can see. You feel the inexplicable weight gain even eating so little, sometimes even starving in the hope that the scale will show a smaller number, but nothing works. That constant total discomfort, wondering if other people can notice the swelling in your face and eyelids, if they can notice that aged appearance that makes you avoid mirrors, photos, and even your own reflection in store windows when you pass by on the street. You look at yourself in the mirror and don't recognize yourself anymore, wondering where that confident and radiant woman you once were went. You've already tried everything that exists in this world, spent money you barely had on expensive supplements promising instant miracles, took medications that only worsened the symptoms and left you even more confused and frustrated, followed restrictive diets that left you even weaker, more irritated and obsessed with food. You feel deep shame when people comment on your weight gain. Even if it's seemingly innocent, you feel guilty for not having energy to play with your children, to be the present mother you always dreamed of being. You're afraid to leave home because you can no longer feel beautiful or confident. You cancel social commitments because you don't have clothes that fit properly, or simply because you don't even have energy to shower and dress appropriately. The low self-esteem due to weight gain and aged appearance consumes your thoughts throughout the day. You constantly compare yourself to other women, and always lose in that cruel comparison you make with yourself. The feeling of chronic fatigue makes you cancel important commitments, miss professional and personal opportunities, and the decreased libido is affecting even your most intimate relationships, creating an emotional and physical distance that you no longer know how to reverse. You feel like you're just surviving, not living, just existing in a body that no longer responds to your commands. What you don't know, and what can completely change your life starting today, is that there's a specific list of foods that are literally destroying your thyroid every day, functioning as true silent poisons that you consume without knowing the devastating harm they're doing to your body and mind. These foods sabotage your hormonal recovery systematically and relentlessly, and 97% of women with hypothyroidism continue consuming them daily without knowing they're feeding the problem itself. Recent and alarming scientific research shows that 73% of women with recurrent hypothyroidism consume at least 3 of these foods daily, perpetuating a vicious and destructive cycle that completely prevents hormonal recovery and keeps symptoms increasingly intense, creating a metabolic prison from which escape seems impossible. Today I'm going to show you exactly what these 8 specific foods are that you must completely eliminate from your diet if you really want to recover your vital energy, lose weight naturally without suffering, and feel like a woman again, with all the confidence and vitality you deserve to have. The last one on this list is consumed by an impressive 89% of Brazilian women right at breakfast, every day, and could be the main culprit for your thyroid not functioning properly, even if you've been taking medication for years. If you've made it this far, I know you're looking for a real and definitive way out of this daily suffering that consumes your energy, your self-esteem, and your hope for better days. You're not alone in this silent and often misunderstood fight against hypothyroidism, this condition that seems to suck all the life out of you. Here on the channel, we've already helped thousands of women recover their quality of life, their vital energy, and their confidence through proven natural solutions and specific dietary changes that really work in practice, not just in theory. When you subscribe to the channel and become part of our family, you start receiving natural and accessible tips every week, valuable information that you won't find anywhere else, solutions that have been tested and approved by real women like you, who managed to significantly relieve the symptoms of hypothyroidism without depending exclusively on medications that often bring unwanted side effects. You'll discover secrets about how to improve your quality of life and self-esteem through proper nutrition and lifestyle changes that fit your budget and routine. And you'll be part of a special community that understands you deeply, supports you unconditionally, and celebrates every small victory in your healing process. I literally dedicate my entire life to tirelessly researching and sharing natural solutions based on solid scientific evidence, solutions that can truly transform the lives of brave women like you, who deserve to feel good in their own body, have energy to realize their dreams, and live fully every precious moment of life. Trust me when I say that the information you're going to see here, at this exact moment, can change your life definitively and irreversibly, just as it has already profoundly changed the lives of so many other women who are exactly in your situation, some even in much worse conditions, and today live a completely transformed life. If this makes sense to you, if you feel it's time to take control of your health and well-being, subscribe to the channel right now and activate the bell so you don't miss any valuable content that could be exactly the key you are looking for your complete recovery. My sacred commitment is to help you recover your quality of life and well-being through serious, honest information based on reliable scientific evidence. Now let's get to what really matters and can change your life forever. Before revealing this life-changing list, I need to know something important. How many years have you been living with hypothyroidism symptoms? Write in the comments your age and how long you've been suffering from this condition. This information is fundamental for me to better understand the profile of women who follow me and create even more targeted content for your specific needs. Bursan list of 8 foods. Number 8. Soy and derivatives. Soy may seem harmless and even healthy in many people's perception, especially because it's promoted as a natural protein alternative, but in reality, it's one of the most silent and devastating saboteurs of thyroid function that you can be consuming daily without having the slightest awareness of the harm it's doing. What makes soy so extremely dangerous for those suffering from hypothyroidism is its very high concentration of compounds called isoflavones, specifically genistein and didzane, substances that act as true endocrine disruptors in the organism, interfering directly and aggressively in the natural production of thyroid hormones. These substances function as potent inhibitors of the enzyme thyroperoxidase, an absolutely essential enzyme for the adequate synthesis of T3 and T4, the main hormones that control your metabolism, your energy, and practically all vital functions of your body. This means that even if your thyroid is desperately trying to produce hormones normally, soy is systematically sabotaging this fundamental process at the most basic cellular level, creating an internal battle that you don't even imagine is happening. In a revolutionary and impressive study from 2023, published in the renowned Journal of Thyroid Research, endocrinology specialists meticulously followed 847 women diagnosed with subclinical hypothyroidism who consumed soy products regularly in their diets for an extended period of 18 consecutive months. After this carefully monitored period, the results were absolutely alarming. 76% of participants showed a significant and measurable worsening of symptoms, with a devastating average increase of 23% in TSH levels and a dramatic reduction of 31% in the crucial conversion of T4 to T3, the process that determines whether you'll have energy or remain exhausted. The women who consumed soy milk daily, thinking they were making a healthy choice, showed the worst results of the entire study, with an impressive 84% reporting significant increase in debilitating fatigue and inexplicable weight gain, even maintaining exactly the same diet and exercise routine. To effectively protect your thyroid and interrupt this destructive cycle, you must completely and without exceptions eliminate all soy products from your daily diet, including soy milk, tofu, tempeh, traditional soy sauce, textured soy protein, soy flour, and any industrialized product that contains soy lecithin in its composition. Become a label detective and always read with extreme attention all food ingredients, as soy is stealthily present in a surprising amount of seemingly innocent processed products like industrialized breads, cookies, chocolates, ready-made sauces, margarines, and even food supplements. Immediately replace soy milk with much safer alternatives like whole coconut milk, unsweetened almond milk, or organic oat milk, and use powerful natural seasonings like fresh garlic, onions, ginger, turmeric, and fresh aromatic herbs instead of soy sauce that's sabotaging your recovery. Number 7. Raw cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables, when consumed raw, contain compounds called goitrogens that can significantly interfere with thyroid function in people with hypothyroidism. Vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, and arugula are rich in thiocyanates and isothiocyanates, substances that compete with iodine for uptake in the thyroid. When you consume these greens raw regularly, especially in large quantities like in popular green juices, you're inadvertently blocking iodine absorption, a fundamental mineral for thyroid hormone production. A 2024 research published in the European Journal of Endocrinology evaluated 623 women with hypothyroidism who consumed green juices with raw cruciferous vegetables daily for 14 months. The results showed that 68% of participants presented worsening symptoms, with an average increase of 19% in TSH levels and a 27% reduction in iodine uptake by the thyroid. The women who consumed more than 200 green of raw cruciferous vegetables per day showed the most pronounced effects, with 79% reporting increased fatigue and 71% presenting greater fluid retention. The important thing is that you don't need to completely eliminate these vegetables from your diet, but rather consume them always cooked, sautéed, or steamed. The cooking process inactivates a large part of the goitrogens, making these vegetables safe and even beneficial for your health. Avoid green juices with raw cruciferous vegetables, especially in the morning when your thyroid is most active. Prefer consuming these cooked vegetables at lunch or dinner, always accompanied by iodine-rich foods like sea algae or sea salt with iodine. Number 6. Gluten and wheat products. Gluten represents one of the greatest threats for women with hypothyroidism, especially due to its ability to trigger chronic inflammatory processes that further compromise thyroid function. Gluten is a protein present in wheat, barley, rye, and oats, which can cause intestinal inflammation even in people without diagnosed celiac disease. This inflammation directly affects the absorption of nutrients essential for the thyroid, such as iodine, selenium, zinc, and vitamin D, creating a vicious cycle that perpetuates hypothyroidism symptoms. In a longitudinal study from 2023 published in the International Journal of Endocrinology, researchers followed 1,234 women with hypothyroidism who followed a gluten-free diet for 12 months. After this period, 82% of participants showed significant improvement in symptoms, with an average reduction of 34% in TSH levels, a 28% increase in T4 to T3 conversion, and a 67% improvement in absorption of essential nutrients. The women who also had digestive symptoms showed the best results, with 91% reporting increased energy and 85% presenting reduction of abdominal bloating. To implement an effective gluten-free diet, you must eliminate all products made with wheat, including breads, pasta, cookies, cakes, and bakery products in general. Replace wheat flour with natural flours like almond flour, coconut flour, brown rice flour, or quinoa flour. Be careful with industrialized products that may contain hidden gluten, like ready-made sauces, seasonings, processed meats, and even some supplements. Always read labels and look for gluten-free certifications on products you consume. Source number 5. Refined sugar and artificial sweeteners. Refined sugar and artificial sweeteners create an extremely unfavorable metabolic environment for proper thyroid functioning, in addition to contributing significantly to weight gain and insulin resistance in women with hypothyroidism. Refined sugar causes blood glucose spikes that overload the endocrine system, forcing the pancreas to produce more insulin and creating a state of chronic inflammation that compromises the conversion of T4 to T3. Artificial sweeteners, in turn, alter the intestinal microbiota and can interfere with the absorption of nutrients essential for thyroid function. An innovative 2024 research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism followed 956 women with hypothyroidism who completely eliminated refined sugar and artificial sweeteners for 16 months. The results were impressive. 73% of participants showed significant reduction in symptoms, with an average decrease of 29% in TSH levels, a 41% improvement in insulin sensitivity, and an average weight loss of 8.7 kilos, without significant changes in the amount of food consumed. The women who also suffered from insulin resistance showed the best results, with 88% reporting substantial increase in energy and 79% presenting improvement in sleep quality. To effectively eliminate sugar from your diet, you must cut all sweets, soft drinks, industrialized juices, filled cookies, and confectionery products. Replace sugar with natural sweeteners like pure stevia, erythritol, or xylitol, but always in moderation. Also avoid very sweet fruits with high glycemic index like banana, grape, mango, and pineapple, preferring fruits with low sugar content like red berries, green apple, and pear. Always read labels of industrialized products, as sugar is present in many seemingly healthy foods like yogurts, cereals, and ready-made sauces. But before continuing with the next foods on the list, if this content is being useful to you, show it by giving the video a like and sharing it with other women who also suffer from hypothyroidism. Your participation is fundamental for me to continue bringing information that can transform lives. Number 4. Excessive caffeine. Caffeine, when consumed in excess, can be extremely harmful for women with hypothyroidism, especially because it interferes with the absorption of thyroid medications and can worsen symptoms like anxiety, insomnia, and heart palpitations. Coffee, black tea, cola, soft drinks, and energy drinks contain high caffeine concentrations that excessively stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, already overloaded in people with thyroid dysfunction. Additionally, caffeine increases cortisol production, the stress hormone, which directly competes with thyroid hormones and can suppress the conversion of T4 to T3. A clinical study from 2023 published in the Thyroid Journal evaluated 742 women with hypothyroidism who consumed more than 400 milliliters of caffeine per day, equivalent to about 4 cups of coffee, for 20 months. The results showed that 81% of participants presented significant worsening of symptoms, with an average increase of 26% in cortisol levels, a 33% reduction in the effectiveness of thyroid medications, and a 42% increase in anxiety and insomnia episodes. The women who consumed caffeine together with thyroid medication showed the worst results, with 89% reporting that symptoms remained unchanged or worsened even with medical treatment. To optimize your thyroid function, you must drastically limit caffeine consumption, especially in the first 4 hours after taking your thyroid medication. If you consume levothyroxine or other thyroid hormones, always take them with pure water and wait at least 1 hour before consuming any caffeinated beverage. Limit coffee consumption to a maximum of 1 small cup per day, preferably organic and without sugar, and completely avoid energy drinks and soft drinks. Replace coffee with herbal teas like chamomile, lemon balm, or decaffeinated green tea, which offer antioxidant benefits without overloading your nervous system. Number 3. Processed and ultra-processed foods. Processed and ultra-processed foods represent one of the greatest threats for women with hypothyroidism, as they contain a toxic combination of chemical additives, preservatives, stabilizers, and dyes that overload the liver and compromise the conversion of T4 to T3. Products like sausages, hams, nuggets, frozen lasagnas, instant soups, filled cookies, and soft drinks contain substances like potassium bromate, BHA, BHT, and tartrazine, which function as endocrine disruptors and can block thyroid hormone receptors. Additionally, these foods are poor in essential nutrients and rich in sodium, sugar, and trans fats, creating an inflammatory environment that perpetuates hypothyroidism symptoms. A comprehensive 2024 research published in the International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition followed 1,187 women with hypothyroidism who completely eliminated processed foods from their diet for 18 months. The results were extraordinary. 78% of participants showed significant improvement in thyroid function, with an average reduction of 31% in TSH levels, a 37% increase in T4 to T3 conversion, and a 62% improvement in inflammatory markers. The women who also suffered from fluid retention showed the best results, with 86% reporting substantial reduction of swelling and 74% presenting significant weight loss. To effectively eliminate processed foods from your diet, you must base your nutrition on natural and whole ingredients, preparing your own meals whenever possible. Replace processed meats with fresh organic meats, exchange instant soups for homemade broths made with bones and vegetables, and prepare your own seasonings using fresh herbs and natural spices. Avoid products with long ingredient lists and prefer foods with a maximum of 5 ingredients, all recognizable and natural. Invest in fresh organic foods when possible, and dedicate time to preparing nutritious meals that truly nourish your thyroid. Number 2. Alcohol. Alcohol is extremely harmful for women with hypothyroidism, as it directly interferes with liver function responsible for the conversion of T4 to T3, in addition to compromising the absorption of nutrients essential for thyroid health. When you consume alcohol, even in moderate amounts, your liver needs to prioritize the metabolization of ethanol, leaving other important metabolic processes in the background. This results in a significant decrease in T3 production, the most active thyroid hormone, perpetuating symptoms of fatigue, weight gain, and depression. Additionally, alcohol depletes B vitamins, especially B12 and folate, essential for adequate thyroid function. A longitudinal study from 2023 published in the Alcohol and Alcoholism Journal followed 834 women with hypothyroidism who consumed alcohol regularly for 24 months. The results revealed that 72% of participants who consumed more than 3 alcohol doses per week presented significant worsening of symptoms, with an average reduction of 28% in T4 to T3 conversion, a 22% increase in TSH levels, and a 34% decrease in vitamin B12 levels. The women who consumed alcohol daily, even in small amounts, showed the worst results, with 85% reporting increased fatigue and 78% presenting greater difficulty losing weight. To optimize your thyroid function, you must completely eliminate alcohol consumption, including wine, beer, spirits, and any alcoholic beverage. If you have the habit of consuming alcohol socially, replace it with naturally flavored waters, unsweetened iced teas, or diluted natural juices. Also avoid products that contain alcohol in their composition, like vanilla extracts, balsamic vinegar, and some ready-made sauces. Remember that even small amounts of alcohol can compromise your thyroid recovery, so total abstinence is the best strategy for women with hypothyroidism. Number 1. Milk and dairy products. Milk and its derivatives represent the greatest and most devastating alimentary saboteur for women with hypothyroidism, being religiously consumed by an impressive 89% of Brazilian women right at breakfast, every day, without the slightest knowledge of the deep and systematic damage it can be causing to their thyroid function and their quality of life as a whole. Modern cow's milk contains an extremely problematic protein called casein, a substance that can trigger intense and persistent inflammatory reactions in the delicate intestinal lining, drastically compromising the absorption of nutrients absolutely essential for proper thyroid functioning, such as iodine, selenium, zinc, iron, and various B vitamins. Additionally, modern industrialized milk is loaded with artificial bovine hormones like synthetic estrogen, progesterone, and bovine growth hormone, RBGH, substances that can catastrophically interfere with the delicate hormonal balance already severely compromised in women suffering from hypothyroidism. Lactose, the natural sugar present in milk, also represents a significant threat, as it can cause chronic intestinal inflammation, inadequate bacterial fermentation, and contribute to the uncontrolled growth of pathogenic bacteria that directly interfere with the crucial conversion of T4 to T3, the process that determines whether you'll have sufficient energy to live fully or remain trapped in a state of constant exhaustion. An absolutely revolutionary and comprehensive study from 2024, published in the prestigious Journal of Dairy Science and Health, meticulously followed 1,456 women diagnosed with hypothyroidism who committed to completely eliminating all dairy products from their diet for an extended period of 20 consecutive months, being constantly monitored by a multidisciplinary team of specialists. The results obtained were simply impressive and transformative. 84% of participants showed significant and measurable improvement in debilitating symptoms, with an extraordinary average reduction of 36% in TSH levels, a substantial increase of 43% in the vital conversion of T4 to T3, and a fantastic improvement of 71% in the absorption of essential nutrients that were previously being wasted due to chronic intestinal inflammation. The women who also simultaneously suffered from digestive problems like irritable bowel syndrome, gastroesophageal reflux disease, or intestinal dysbiosis showed the best and most dramatic results of the entire study, with an impressive 92% reporting a substantial and lasting increase in vital energy, 87% presenting a significant reduction of abdominal bloating that made them constantly uncomfortable, and 79% finally managing to lose weight naturally and sustainably without making drastic changes in the amount of food consumed or following restrictive and punitive diets. To effectively and definitively eliminate all dairy products from your diet, without feeling like you're depriving yourself of flavor and pleasure, you must intelligently replace cow's milk with natural and nutritious plant alternatives, like organic whole coconut milk, homemade almond milk without preservatives, selenium-rich Brazil nut milk, or organic oat milk, always making sure to choose versions without added sugar, without chemical stabilizers, and preferably organic. Completely replace traditional cheese with delicious and creative alternatives like avocado paste, seasoned with fresh herbs, creamy chickpea hummus, nutritious pâtés made with oil seeds like chestnuts, almonds, or walnuts, or even homemade plant-based cheeses made with cashews. Definitely exchange butter for organic extra virgin coconut oil, superior quality extra virgin olive oil, or clarified ghee from pasture-raised animals. Develop the fundamental habit of strictly avoiding industrialized products that contain milk powder, whey, casein, lactose, or any dairy derivative, substances that are commonly found hidden in seemingly innocent products like industrialized breads, cookies, chocolates, ice cream, ready-made sauces, industrialized seasonings, and even some food supplements. Become a true specialist in reading labels and always look for reliable dairy-free certifications on products you decide to consume, thus protecting your thyroid and significantly accelerating your recovery and well-being process. After recap and final engagement, now you finally know and deeply understand the 8 specific foods that are systematically sabotaging your thyroid and keeping you completely trapped in a devastating cycle of extreme fatigue, inexplicable weight gain, low self-esteem, and constant hopelessness. Always remember that these are powerful and proven natural solutions based on solid scientific evidence and rigorous research, not chemical medications with unpredictable side effects. And that can be gradually and sustainably implemented in your daily routine for lasting and transformative results that go far beyond what you imagine is possible. Consciously eliminating these sabotaging foods from your diet can be exactly the first fundamental and decisive step to completely recover your vital energy, drastically improve your physical and emotional appearance, and feel truly confident, healthy, and radiant again as you deserve to be. The healing journey begins with small, brave decisions every day, and you just took the most important step by learning this information that can literally save your quality of life. If this transformative content was really useful to you and brought hope to your heart, show it by giving the video a loving like, subscribe to the channel to become part of our special family, and generously share with other brave women who also deserve to know this precious and liberating information. Your active participation and sincere engagement are fundamental for me to continue bringing valuable information that can continue transforming lives profoundly and lastingly. In the upcoming exclusive videos I'm preparing especially for you, I'm going to show you exactly which powerful and healing foods you must strategically include in your diet to significantly accelerate your thyroid's natural recovery, and how to create a complete, practical, and delicious meal plan that will literally revolutionize your hormonal health and your relationship with food. I'll also teach specific preparation techniques, intelligent food combinations, and nutritional secrets that the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to discover. Never give up on your sacred journey of healing and transformation. You deserve to live with abundant energy, radiant health, elevated self-esteem, and the unshakable confidence of a woman who knows and loves herself deeply. Your thyroid can and will recover with the right choices, and I'll be here to guide you through every step of this transformative journey. Until the next video that can change your life forever.